All right, guys, welcome to August 8 version of Launch Ads live Q&A. Let me just do a August 8 Launch Ads live. Let me just create a recording here. And we are up. We're live. We're streaming on YouTube and Facebook. And we have Dr. Toby Enid twice in the house, Jimmy, Joy, and Pete. Welcome, guys. And thanks for coming. We are going to do our best to answer how-to questions today. How do you use launch ads? And if you want us to, you can share screen. We'd be happy to have you unmute. I love having a conversation as opposed to trying to read the chat and keep up that way. My name is Kevin Strite. If you haven't been here before, by the way, put it in the chat. If this is your first time here, put a 1 in the chat. If not, your first time, put a 2 in the chat so I can get a feel for, because I'm not recognizing everybody's name here. So Pete, this is not your first time. Enid, this is not your first time, but Joy and Dr. Toby, first time here. Welcome. Glad you're here. Here are the ground rules. Here's what we're doing. We will answer as many how-to questions as possible. If you're just getting started and there aren't specific questions, and if you'd like me to, I can go through a real basic walkthrough of overall the platform. Just here to try to help you in whatever stage you're at, in whatever phase you're at with your journey with launch ads to have success. And so with that in mind, I see yes, please, a walkthrough. By the way, I just sent the link to Greg Reiter this morning. I just recorded 7 brand new videos, training videos that are a step-by-step walkthrough to just get you. It is that walkthrough that we're talking about. I'm happy to do a shorter version of it today. And why don't we start with that? I have 2 people, 3 people that already said a walkthrough. So you get the vote to start off. What I'm going to do is I'm going to share screen. And I will, hey, Bill, your first time here. Great to have you. I'm going to share screen. And then if you have a question or during my sharing the short walkthrough, I'm going to do the overview. Please feel free to unmute. I'm really bad at following the chat, especially when I'm sharing screen. So if you would do that, I need to first of all go find my tab where I actually have launch ads open. Make sure I have that brought up. I do. All right, now I'm going to come over and share it. So sorry, just give me, I have a bunch of Chrome windows open. I'm going to close that one. That will help me figure out where we're at. And I'll do a share screen. Window, launch CRM, perfect. All right. So if you, let me just say this. Sometimes people say, well, it's so small, I can't see it. You have at the top of your Meetin tab, you should have the ability to change the view. There's like a mic, camera, speaker, and view. And if you click on view and you're not seeing the presentation as your primary view, then make sure you change it to presentation. That way you'll see my window as the primary view of what you're seeing. And let me see, I'm going to do this yet. I'm going to move this over. So if you do put something in the chat, I have a better chance of seeing it. And here we are. Okay, so just give me a 1 in the chat. Again, if you are seeing my what will you advertise today? Just tell me if that is what you're seeing. Okay, perfect. Joy and Dr. Okay, that's what you're seeing. You're seeing, essentially, I am logged into the LaunchCart CRM. This says connection is lost. Let me just refresh this page and see if I can get rid of that message. That must have been from a while ago. We had a big storm here. All right, we're back at the home page and we're logged in. Here's the thing. Let me see. I can't show you the absolute first step, which is when you first buy the product, you get into the Launchcart CRM, and down here on the bottom left, you see launch ads. You click it. Let me zoom my page in a little bit. You go to launchads.ai. The first thing it does ask you to fill out a couple of pieces of information, your email that you signed up with, as well as your business information to get you to this place. But once you get here, you're gonna, when the first time you log in, you're gonna have an overview. You're gonna have a guide
Access.
that's gonna take you through the
It's like
process
try and listen to this and this.
understanding. Okay, I got feedback from somebody right now.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Bill, I'm catching your audio, Bill. There you go. Thank you. So it will take you through and sort of describe things for you. It's called a product guide. If you already got in and you're like me and you were too much in a hurry and you skip that guide, you won't ever want to go back to that guide, you can go over here to the upper right, click on whatever your name is here, either one of these links, and there's a guided product tour right here. You can turn that on. I'm not going to because it kind of forces you to go through it, or it doesn't give you a quick way to turn it off. But if you turn this toggle on, it will start the guided product tour for you. Secondly, if you're brand new and you don't remember the things and you don't have access yet to the videos that I just created for you, you can go to the second place in here, which is resources. And you can see here that we have how to connect your ad accounts, a new prompt video, which shows how to use the prompts, viewing ad results, and so forth. So there are some basic videos here inside of the app itself. So make sure you don't forget, you got to click on your profile. Then you've got profile and resources here. And you also have what's called playbooks, but I think we have those branded as a Launchcart playbooks as well. But you can go take a look at those. Those are some great resources. All right, let's go back to home. And let's talk about how you get set up. So the first thing you should do once you get that overview of the product itself is go to brand context and get some brand info. So you can see here that I put in businessbuildersuccess.com. I'm going to change this one for today, and I'm going to make it fosteringourfuture.com, which is the actual Facebook account I have connected right now. It's a nonprofit that I work with. I'm going to get rid of this logo. I'm going to delete what was in here. You're going to come in and it's going to be blank. All right. And I'm going to drop this down. I'll change that later. So if you come in and you just put your website in right here on the website URL and click generate, what the Launch Ads AI is going to do is it's going to go out to your website and pull in as much brand information as it can. It's the beginning process for Launch Ads learning about you. So you can see that it created a product service description. It's dedicated to transform family through high quality foster care and prevention. And so this is probably almost directly off the website, but the brand name is Fostering Our Future. It pulled that in. It's changed this to social services. And you could add a phone number on there if you want to. I'm going to go add a logo. And I'm going to pull that off of my hard drive. So Fostering Our Future, Florida graphics. Let's go grab this one right here. You may not be able to see what it just pulled up my hard drive. There's a logo. We have primary colors, so you want to put those in. I actually don't have those memorized for this brand, so I'm not going to put anything in. And in this case, this is a local business, so I would put in here Orlando, Florida. If you're online based, you wouldn't necessarily have a locality, but this is going to help Launch Ads be more intelligent when it begins creating ads for me. So that's the first part, is just this real general overview of our business. Then we're going to go to instructions next. So the second thing we can do is we can set up a voice for Launch Ads AI to use that is our tone, is our voice, is the way we want it. So you can see that there's some defaults in here. Use a friendly and conversational tone. You might not want that. You might want a very professional and crisp tone. But if you haven't done this already, one of the things you can do with ChatGPT and you can do with lots of AI systems is have it learn your voice. And you can do that by running some of your writings, running some of your ads, things that you've already written through it, and it will pick up how you write. That's what we want to do. We want the ads to be us. You can click generate for me, which is essentially, it starts with this default here. You can say, for example, some suggestions down here. So we could say avoid words like, and you see it up here at the top. So we could say awesome, blast, ... whatever. You can use these tips here, but this is a place, again, you want to come here. You don't have to do this, but it's a good idea to come here and look through it and sort of make sure it's going to be using, and you can tune this as you go along. But that's the second piece, which is instructions. No, I don't see a way, Bill, for this to transcribe your video and read it for you. So you have options for that. The free options include uploading your video as an unlisted video on YouTube and then using GLASP, G-L-A-S-P. I'm going to put it in here. G-L-A-S-P is a free Chrome extension that will give you the transcript of your YouTube video. And then you could just put that in. Again, you just want to run it through you want to say, hey, what is my writing voice or what is my tone? If I rebrand down the road, can I just delete? Yep. Add new content. Absolutely, Joy. So you can start over when you're ready. Okay, that's it for this. That's the instructions. And then we're going to go over to media. And so you can see I was doing my videos based on my Business Builders coaching program, but I can go add some, if you have images for your products, or for you, images of you, or depending on what your niche is and what you're selling, you can go add your media or select and create some videos and images via AI. So that's just another step. Again, this is just creating sort of some basics that Launch Ads is going to be able to use for your particular advertising situation. So that's the first thing, is your brand context. So let's go back to home. And now let's go in and let's start. Second thing, sorry, before we start that, second thing, we want to connect our platform. So I'm going to click on advertise, and I'm going to go over to connected accounts and click that. And FYI, if you see more icons on mine than you see on yours, it's one of two things. Either one, you purchase the monthly subscription, which gives you less platforms to work with, or your account isn't configured exactly correct. So if you think you should have more than you see, contact support and make sure that they get that taken care of for you. By the way, the little help button down here is going to get you Launch Carts support, where you can go and say, hey, I should have I thought I bought the full product or whatever. All right, so let's go to connected accounts, and you can see that I have connected already the Fostering Our Future platform on Meta. I have a different platform I'm connected to on Google. I was just on my video training series showing how to get connected. Well, let's do this. Let's disconnect, and I'll just show you the steps to walk through. So when you come in here, you're just going to see connect. And this process is going to be just a little bit different for each platform, but it's similar. And what we're going to do is we're going to say connect. We want to connect to our Facebook, Business Manager, and Ads account. So Facebook Ads, please enter your credentials to proceed. Now, I happen to be already logged into my Facebook account as well as my Meta Business Suite. I happen to do that ahead of time. If you're not, it's going to make you log in, but I'm going to click connect. And it's just going to go out and use this tool to connect. And you can see here, it says reconnect because I've already been connected. But yours will say connect Kevin Strite to AI Ads. We're going to say yes. Yours would say connect. If you're doing it the first time, I'm going to say reconnect. The second thing it's going to do is have you select an ad account from your Business Manager. So let's go here. I'm going to grab Fostering Our Future. And if you're doing advertising for other people, you would have access to different ad accounts that you might have available to you there. That's why you saw 5 for me. So I'm going to click Accept. Once you do that, when you connect with Facebook, it's going to make the connection, and then it's going to ask you what page are you using. So again, I have access to all of the ones I'm using for different people. I'm going to use Fostering Our Future. And then it automatically selected my Instagram page, which is connected to that page, which are both Metas. All right. And we are now connected completely. And you can see it says connected. It's green up there. We've now just connected our Facebook Business Manager and ad account and page. You have to have those 3 pieces configured before you can run an ad on Meta. And again, each platform is going to have its own specifics that you need to be aware of. For example, when you connect to YouTube, Google requires you to send a message to, it's called an MCC. Off the top of my head, I don't know what MCC stands for, but it's just more confirmation that you want some external system managing your ads. But you'll see that as you go through each one. So that is how we connect our account. So before we can run ads, we should set up our brand context. We should set up our ad account and business manager. Bill, explain your question. Just ad accounts or social media as well, if you don't mind.
So I'm looking at the ads and I go, well, my wife doesn't have the ad stuff right now, but she does have, social media. So if she hasn't set up the ads yet,
Yeah,
is it you just hook up your social media and then put the ad stuff after that, or what?
you can. Yeah. So there are 2 different things. That's actually not a bad point. I wouldn't have gone over that at this point, but I will. What I'm doing right now is a walkthrough of how to set up and connect for running ads. But in response to your question, there is a 3rd tab here at the top: Home, Advertise, and Social. And this is a different connection. It is specifically so you can post to social media. And you can see it says connected, but that's not because I just connected to ads. It's because I connected my social media account last night. So let's go to connected accounts. Again, this is a separate connection. It's a different connection than the one we just did. And so if you haven't done this process before, even if you connect your business manager and your ads accounts, when you come into social, it's going to bring you to this. And you can see that it's currently linked to Fostering Our Future, but you go through a process here. If I click on Instagram, account must be business or creator. Yeah, so we don't have a business or creator for this particular page. You previously logged in. That's fine. Oh, apparently we do. There we go. So now I'm connecting to the social media for Instagram as well. This is a different piece. It's actually more of a recent piece that we added, which lets you manage your social media posts. And we can come back and look at that in a bit. So we connected our account, our advertising account, and we just connected our social media accounts. And you can see the other ones that you can connect to for managing social media posts. You can schedule them. You can use all of the AI tools from Launch Ads to create great posts to put on your social media. All right, we are going to go now to Home. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop right into Advertise. No, I'm not going to do that because that's going to be confusing. How shall I do this? Let's do it this way. We're going to say, join us in here for Christmas in July, providing Christmas gifts for foster children. And that's a practical example of what we're doing right now with Fostering Our Future. And so I might want to run an ad for that. So I put that in here and I'm just going to say generate. And what it's going to do is it's going out and reading that website, understanding your business, generating the targeting, writing ad copy, and finalizing creatives. So we let it run through its process. using all of its AI goodness. Give me a second while it's doing that. I need to turn the waiting room off. Waiting room is off. There we go. That way, if people want to join, they can while I'm off talking to you guys. All right. So what it did is it created some basics for an ad, and we don't see it right here. This, by the way, these three right here at the bottom, that's stuff that I created last night. So what we're going to do now is we're going to click on advertise. We're going to go to Meta, and now we're going to choose what type of ad we're going to run. So conversions and sales, you can see right here, they're going to require a pixel. So that's an extra step that you set up inside of your Facebook Business Manager, Ads Managers. But let's go just run, just for seeing how it works. I'm going to click traffic and save. So you can see that here's my ad. Join us in celebrating Christmas in July, right? So we have, this is what it did when it went out and it populated that, the initial process that I did from the home page where I just put the, right here, join us for Christmas in July. By the way, if you want to change it, you could say for children and foster families, whatever. You can put your prompt in here as well and click generate, and it'll regenerate everything we see down here. I'm going to skip the creatives for now and just go down to the text that it created. So here you go. Join us in celebrating Christmas in July. Imagine the joy in a child's face when they receive a special gift. When you support us, you're not whatever. So here's what happens. AI is going to create these. You see it created 4 different versions of what is called the primary text, which if you're not familiar with ads, that's what shows up at the top of the ad. And I clicked on it so you could see what this right here is what's over on the left. So the primary text shows up at the top, and then it also has headlines, which show up at the bottom. So again, what we're seeing right here is the one at the top. What Launch Ads is doing is Launch Ads is taking that plus the creatives, which we haven't worked with yet, and it's creating combinations. We're going to see that in just a bit. Okay, so it created a little video. It actually isn't horrible. And our logo doesn't look great there. Okay, so it did that for us without us even asking for it. Let's go up and let's get specific now. Let's add, sorry, let me finish this. For any of these texts that have been created, you have a couple of options. One, you can delete it. Say, I don't like it, you click X, it's gone. 2, you can just type over it. Right? You can type over what's there. Hold on. It does it a keystroke at a time. 3, you can click these three stars, AI stars maybe, and you can say make it shorter or make it longer or change the tone. Let's do change the tone, and we're going to make it humorous and click generate. And what it's going to do is take what is already there and it's going to go rewrite it. And we told it to be humorous. So let's see what Launch Ads humor is like once it generates the content. Here at Fostering Our Future, we firmly believe every child deserves to feel precious. Your contribution together, we can. That doesn't seem really funny to me, but that's okay. You can see it rewrote, and what you would do is you can go through these 5 options and say, oh, I like this one. Whatever. Again, I'm rushing through this just to see the feature as opposed to the actual message. All right, somebody is in the waiting room. I'm not sure why it's not automatically letting them in, but so if you accept, it changes what's over here on the primary text. So you can do those, you can delete it. And I guess the final thing is you could add your own primary text that you know, if you wanted to, you could take this and go outside to ChatGPT, rewrite it. You can write your own and add them as primary text as well. That's the primary text and the headlines. Let's go back up here to our creatives. So let's say we want to do an image ad, and you didn't set up a you didn't set up your graphic ahead of time. You're just using launch ads. So we're going to generate or select up to 10 images. And again, disregard these. These are images I was working with last night for building business builders. Thad, I'm going to answer that question in just a moment. Does Facebook use the multiple text or just one? I'm going to show you what it does, which is extremely powerful, but it's a great question. All right, so what I'm going to do is I am going to go down here, first of all, to Shutterstock Library and click it. And you can see that it already says foster care. It did a search for foster care, and it brought me options. Okay, so these are some options that it came up. And so right away I can say, yep, I'm gonna choose this one. And when you choose it, it gives you an opportunity to add different perspectives, different aspect ratios for the different types of ads. You can walk through them and choose what you want to have on it. So you might make that one more like this and save the changes. And what it just did over on the left in the dimmed section, you can see it added those 3 images for 3 different types of ads. I'm going to grab this cute little baby because cute babies are always great to have. And we'll do this and this. That one's kind of cute. You can see the hand and you can see the baby there. So we'll save those changes. So we just got 6 images to add to our to add to our ad. There you go. Let's see. Let's do this also. Let's go text to image. So we want a mother and daughter in a cozy living room. And we're going to say multi-ethnic. Just see if that keyword works. And what text should be on the image? No text on the image? Oh, sure. Let's add share joy, spread love. Perfect. And then we're going to click generate. And we're going to let AI go use our text to create some new images for us. It's working on generating the image there. So the tools that are in the back end of this are incredibly powerful. Many of them AI driven, but we have the ability to go to our website to use Smart Creative, select creative assets, something you've already created. There we go. So this is pretty good. Let's click on it. Let's click on, there we go. So we have an AI generated image, which that one's not going to work. So we can't use it for that one, but we can use it for this one and save changes. All right. So we just added a couple of AI images as well to our ad. Now, once we've selected them, remember this, go up to the top right and click X. And I have still my, whoops, I do not mean to do that. I am telling whoever's in the waiting room, turn the waiting room off. Okay. For whoever's trying to get in, if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, I apologize. I was clicking the wrong button and making you wait longer. Not my intent. There, Carol got in. All right, back to our ad. When we click the X, you can see all of these images. So now we've added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 images, but they're in different aspect ratios. Let me show you an answer to the question. Let me go back to the chat. Does Facebook use the multiple text or just one? Okay, so regarding the texts and the images, here's what is so powerful about launch ads. If I go over here and click on this little arrow to the right, you're seeing different versions of the ad. And if I click on add combinations, these are all of the different combinations of this ad that Launch Ads is going to create and send to Facebook. So it's not a matter of whether Facebook is using the multiple texts. We are telling Facebook, here's an ad, and here's an ad, and here's an ad, and here's an ad. So for example, you see this one is Here at Fostering Our Future, we're convinced. And it's got as its headline, join us for Christmas. It's this couple with their child. Looks like a foster care worker in the house. But each one, it's a combination. So what Launch Ads does is it takes all of the assets, the images, the headlines, the text, and it puts them all into the different variations, and it's going to create all of these. The purpose being, let's run them all and let's compare and see which ones actually convert and are going to perform well. And you can see the different types of ads, feeds, instant articles, and story that are going to be created. This is one of the most powerful things about Launch Ads that an ad agency that you would spend thousands of dollars potentially on would do for you, which is create lots of different creatives and put them all out there, because we want to find the one that works, or the two that work, or the five that work. So what we just did is we said, here is a bunch of images, here are a bunch of primary texts and headlines. Now put them all together, which is what Launch Ads does, and we're going to run these. We're going to submit all of them. So let's do our call to action. This is how Facebook works. You can choose any of these options. They give you the options you can use. I'm going to just use learn more for now. We continue down the path here. We say targeting. Right now, it looks like it is choosing the whole United States. I'm going to edit that targeting because this is Orlando specific. And I'm going to go do several things. I'm going to change this age to be 20 to 60, just to show you how to change it. And then we're going to go Orlando. Please unselect the country. Okay, done. And we're going to choose Orlando. 25 miles, that works. Let's make it a little bit broader than that. Save. And that is going to be our audience, 2,600,000 to 3 million. We're going to say save. You can see our audience is broad. It's probably too broad yet, but that's fine. We could narrow it down with some targeting. Let's check out the targeting again. Let's go to recommended is social causes. So AI said you should probably use social causes. I'm gonna go in here and say foster and just see if anything shows up from foster the people. Nope. We're looking at interests. Job titles. Foster carer. I don't know what that is. Foster and partners. Yeah, that didn't work. Let's do adoption. See if that gives us some adoption, children, and parenting. Okay, let's choose that. Adoption counselor, people who are interested in adoption, and adoption specialists. All right, we're going to add that as. Oh, we just brought our audience down to 1,000. Okay, so you're going to play with this a little bit. Obviously, we don't want to narrow it that much. So you get my point. You can go in here and you can target based on, let's go to social causes, and we'll just choose that and see what that does to our, we still have 1.3 to 1.5. It's not 3 million. Okay, so that's our targeting. The website is going to be the specific, you want to put your specific URL in here that when they click learn more, they're going to go to. So in this case, we should have a landing page that is specific for the Christmas in July. So it might be called, we don't have one set up right now. In July, we might have a landing page with a URL of Christmas in July. The most effective you're going to be is when you run an ad and you send it to a very specific landing page that is very connected to if you send them to your general website, you're not going to get great conversions. If you send them to a landing page that matches your ad, you're going to get a lot better conversions, potentially. So we're going to do that, even though that doesn't exist. I'm going to delete it so we don't run into an error. And then we set our budget. How much do you want to spend a day? And again, one of the beautiful things about Launch Ads is you're just new to running ads. You don't have a lot of money. You don't want to spend a lot of money. You start with $5 a day and start seeing how things work. You have a lot of money and you want to start, you can start with $25, $100 a day, whatever you want to do. And you set that. And we're going to turn on this optional as well, by the way, very important. This toggle right here, optimize for me, for most of us, myself included, who are not ads experts, we want to turn that on. I'll tell you why. Remember all these combinations up here, or these ad combinations. We want launch ads to watch these ads, and as it sees that, hey, this headline and this image is getting a lot of clicks, we want launch ads to adjust the budget and start sending that ad, spending more on that ad than the other ads. And that's what the optimize for me does for us, is launch ads becomes your ads manager and takes care of that for you. So let's go down here to optimize for me. We can save this. So you want to name, this is, I would call this Christmas in July. You can see that it's a traffic, an image ad for fostering our future, Christmas in July. Okay. And once we do that, we can launch the campaign. We can click launch campaign. And I'm not going to click this because I'm not actually ready to send this, but the final piece is clicking this green button. And as long as everything is connected correctly, what's going to happen is Launch Ads now is going to submit this ad to your ads manager, your Facebook ads manager. And it's going to take, Facebook then has to approve it. And once Facebook approves it, then it's going to start running, and you're going to start being able to go look at analytics for your ads. And that is how you set your brand context up, get your advertising platforms connected, and set up and run your first ad. And that was a quick run through, but hopefully that was helpful. So let's go back here. I will stop sharing if I know how to do that. Stop sharing. And let's talk. What would you like to discuss about that? Or if you came with a specific question, I want to answer that as well. Can the text be translated to other languages? It's not, I don't think that is a launch ads feature, Enid. I think you would need to basically do that on your own. I don't know that that's a feature of launch ads. No.
I got a question.
Yep.
Where are people finding the best return on investments for particular? Because launch ads allows you to do it on many platforms, but I've talked to a lot of people who market, and they say they haven't been getting a great ROI from Facebook.
Yep. You're asking a question that belongs to Greg, not me. I'm here, Pete, to tell you how to use launch ads. I'm not an ads. I don't have an answer for you, but Greg Ryder would have an answer for you. I would think. I mean, he's the guy that runs ads all the time, and I'm just a technical guy that knows how to use launch ads. But it's actually a very good question. I don't have an answer for you. Maybe somebody else on the call does, but I don't have an answer for you. Greg typically joins us about this time in the call, and he typically does he'll do an hour if there's enough interest that specifically answers those kinds of questions, Pete. I think it was Pete that asked that. So it's a great question. I just don't have the answer. Sorry about that. Once you launch an ad, can you update or change it? Yes, Thad. So once you launch the ad, you at any time can go in and click edit, and you can change something on the ad and resubmit it. But remember, every time you do that, anytime you change the ad, and the question would be, why would you want to add it? Or why would you want to change it? And because every time you change an ad and resubmit it, this is my understanding, Greg again would answer this, and somebody else on the call might know this better than I do. Facebook restarts their calculations, restarts their algorithm. And so you want to be careful about changing your ad very much. You want to, especially with launch ads, you want to submit an ad, and this is why you start typically for most of us with a lower budget. You want to submit an ad and let it run for 3-5 days before you even consider changing it, because the statistics that launch ads is going to give you is going to show you whether you're overperforming or underperforming. And then it's going to say, we removed this ad and this ad, and we're focusing more on this one. And that's where you can be able to start to scale up, where the ones where you're starting to see ROI, the ones where you're starting to see conversions, the one where you're having a great click-through rate, whatever. You start to look at your statistics, your analytics, to decide what needs to happen. So I'd be careful for changing your ad once you submit it. A better thing to do would be just stop the ad, duplicate it, create a new ad, and launch it, potentially. But can you do it? Yes, you can do it. All right. What is a pixel setup? Joy, that is a platform specific question. So in Facebook, actually inside of the platform itself, if we went back to here, I'll share screen again. I'll show you something. I'm not avoiding your question, but I don't want to spend time on it because it's not a launch ads how-to. It's a Facebook ads how-to. But if you go into the product again, and if you go up here to your business name or your name, and then you click on resources. I thought there was something that said something about pixels in here. Nope. So the pixel, I'll just see if I can describe it, and then we'll. The pixel is essentially, it's kind of like the way Facebook captures data. And it's based on what is happening with your ad. It's based on what's happening on your website. It's based on what's happening on the page that they go to. And Facebook is gathering data on who clicked, who viewed the page, and by who, I mean all of the data that's out there on a person digitally. And what happens is, as the pixel begins to gather that data and you run your ads, the pixel becomes even smarter at finding people who are going to meet your criteria. But in Facebook, I guess it's still called a pixel. It's called an event as well. I'm not sure. This is one of the reasons why launch ads is sort of as the front end. You sort of stay out of that, but you do still have to go back into Facebook. Let's see if I can find it easily here. I'll show you. If I can find it quickly, I'll need to find events manager. I think it's called events. Somebody correct me if you're on the call and events manager. Let me show you real briefly. If I can get myself back over to you guys and click share screen again. And go to window, events manager. All right. So what I'm showing you right now is I'm inside of the Facebook business manager, the ads manager, and I went to events manager over on the left, and then I have data sources, and you can see I have a pixel here. This is where you set up your pixel. This is what is capturing data. Looks to me like I'm in my own business builder's account right now. Yeah, it's Kevin Strite's pixel. And I have to go find the pixel for fostering our future. But that stuff, I'm just going to say, you just want to Google it and you'll find the guy, or go to Facebook and they'll tell you how to set up your pixel. But it's a piece that you don't have to have it to run ads, but you want it because you want your ads to become smarter and smarter. You want Facebook to become smarter and smarter about what kinds of ads, what kinds of people you're reaching, and so forth. Can you cover the Facebook analytics of an ad? You know what? I would love to do that. Let me see if I can go to a different account, because I've not run any ads on the account I'm showing you today. I've not run a single ad on that account because it was set up literally yesterday so I could create 7 videos to show from the very beginning, how you get in and how you get started. And by the way, I sent those videos to Greg, and they should show up on the YouTube channel and in other places for you to watch very soon. So the question is, can I find another place that I can show you some actual analytics? If somebody, by the way, is on the call and you have run an ad and you have some analytics, I'd be happy for you to share screen, because actual current ads analytics are the best way to see this. I'm not finding one that I can show you real quickly. Analytics, essentially, Thad, would be a couple of keys for it would be click-through rate, which means when people see your ad, did they click on it? So click through, that means they didn't just see your ad, they clicked on it. And then that the rate is the number of people that clicked versus the number of the people that saw it. It's a percentage. And when we're viewing those analytics in launch ads, it will tell you whether you are doing better than standard average or you're not underperforming. So you can immediately at a glance see how your ad is doing compared to the overall standard on Facebook. So click-through rate. The second would be, somebody help me out here, I'm drawing a blank. Click-through rate, cost per click. Cost per click is how much you've spent, how many clicks, and what is the if you divide the spend by the clicks, that's your cost per click. And again, there's a standard rate that Facebook uses as a threshold for you're doing well or you're not doing good, or you're doing well compared to industry standards with Facebook standards. And again, you're going to see that right in there. I apologize that I didn't have a window up with current ads running today, but that's what you're going to see. And then you're also going to see what Launch Ads does for you is you're going to be able to go in and see which of those. Remember the creatives, we had 4 headline texts and 4 main texts, and we had 9 images. After your ad has run for at least 3 days, you're going to be able to start seeing which ones of those pieces are performing the best. And so this is not much different than when you send an email. If you can send what's called an A/B test, where you have 2 different subject lines. If you have a system like Launchcart CRM, you can send an A/B test up, and it will send 50% will get this one, 50% will get this subject, and you can see what your open rate is based on that. We're doing the same kind of thing with our creatives. Launch Ads is doing the same kind of thing where it's saying, this image is doing fantastic. This image is not performing at all. And what Launch Ads is going to do as it's managed, remember the optimize for me in the back end, it's going to remove the ones that are not performing, and it's going to spend more money on the ones that are performing, whether it be the image or the headline or the ad text. Let's see. How would you use Launchcart as a CRM? Yeah, it's a totally different training, Bill. Launchcart is a complete CRM. Hey, he showed up. I knew he would show up.
Well, of course. What's going on, everybody?
The master of ads has shown up. So there's definitely training for Launchcart as a CRM, and we don't cover that in this call, but you can create landing pages, funnels, automations. You can have automatic responses to people when they comment on your Facebook posts or your ads. So there's a ton of ways that you would use Launchcart as a CRM. Yes, Thad says I'm seeing the performance in Launch Ads. Oh, Thad, you have an ad running. Is that true? Bill and Joy say, where do I go for CRM training?
I'm going to show you. So you're in the CRM. You can go on Launch Academy. There's some courses in Launch Academy. And then there's also on the very bottom near the Launch Ads on the nav bar, a CRM knowledge base. And then the CRM knowledge base, there's just hundreds of articles.
Did you catch that? Who was asking that? Bill.
Bill and Joy.
And Joy. Are you two related?
I was going to try to show it to you, but
Bill Mitchell and Joy Mitchell. Okay.
Oh,
I mean, I didn't want to assume.
Would have been a quinky huh?
Yeah. Thad, if you have an ad that's running and you would want to share screen, we'd be happy to take a look at your analytics since that was a question. Greg, basically today I have done a overview. I had a lot of people that are new and said they want to see an overview. So we've done an overview. Did you see I shared 7 new video files with you this morning?
No, I've been on calls all morning, but I'm glad you did because I didn't have to bring out the hatchet and cut any heads off today.
It's all there. I got 7 videos that are a basic run through of getting set up and working. And I mentioned in the thing I sent to you, I want to redo the last one. I don't like how it turned out, but yeah, you can put those on YouTube or wherever you want to put them. But
Where'd you email them to me, or where'd you put them?
CEO at LaunchCart. I
Okay.
shared a Google Drive with you.
Yeah. Okay.
So, Bill, this is Thad.
There.
Let me tell you
Kevin.
how I use LaunchCart. So I created a website and my pages for my KISS site, and then I use the LaunchCart CRM to capture names. So if somebody like this ad, they click on my link to my website, I capture, and they're interested in what I'm doing, I capture their email and information. That flows to CRM. And then within CRM, I have several emails that I drip to them every 3 or 4 days. So it's very powerful setting up a site on LaunchCart and then having the CRM capture their information and then run ads and then drive additional people to the CRM and then do drip email campaigns. That's how I use it.
Perfect. That is.
Are you running ads with KISS?
Yeah, I am.
Can you show us your ads?
Yeah. How do I
At the
just
top of your
share
page, or at the top of your page, there's a share screen with a circle and an arrow. It should be in the meeting.
Yep. I see. All right, hold on. Do I go to Launch CRM?
Yeah, go to Launch CRM
Yep,
and then
that's
click
it.
on your Launch ads.
So here's the overall. You see this?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's
this
look
is
at the
great.
dashboard real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cost per click, 3 cents, Greg.
Nice. That's freaking awesome. I gotta take a screenshot.
Okay, hold on. For everybody who's watching this, look at this. I want you to see the versus benchmark. Can you hit Command plus or Control plus, depending on what machine you're on, and just blow your screen up a little bit, Thad, for your browser? There we go. Look, everybody look at this. So here's how you know your ad is doing well. The cost per click is 3 cents. And if you look at the versus benchmarks, remember I said it'll show you right there. This is crazy. 98.33% better. It's green. If it were worse, it would be red. It's green. 98% better than the benchmark. So that's a good benchmark. Go to the right. You see the CTR is 11.54%. That's 559% better than the benchmarks. So that's what launch ads can do for you.
And if you want to hover over like the little eye in the top right corner of any one of those boxes.
Yeah, like on the CTR, the little eye that's right above where it says benchmark. Yeah, there you go.
That'll show you what the benchmarks are.
Oh, all right. And just for the folks on this call, I did not do anything to do this. This is the power of launch ads.
Well, here I'm gonna be really. I'm gonna make you take a step back on that, Thad. I don't know you, but you did do something. So launch ads is fantastic. That's why I'm on this call, because I did a affiliate sale with Greg and I found out about it and I used it myself. I had similar kinds of results with my first ad and I was like, what the heck? But you have a product, you have there's content that's important to people, whatever you're doing. I don't know what KISS 50 years is. Is that like the rock band?
Tell me your quick story, Thad. It's awesome.
So I've been a KISS fan for 50 years. I've written
Nice.
a book about that and the memorabilia that I've collected, the meet and greets, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, I'm promoting, I created a website, like I said, on Launchcart,
Yeah.
and then I'm driving ads from that. And then I
What's
want,
what's on your landing page? Or like, what are you selling? What is your,
well, two things. One, it's just visibility that I have the site and that I have a book coming out.
okay. What are the conversions? You have 374 conversions.
People have signed up to
Cool.
find out.
So you
about
have
the
an
book.
opt-in, you have an opt-in there.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So my point is just this. First of all, your CPC and your CTR, I mean, that's just crazy. Amazing.
Well,
And
look
that,
at CPM too. Its CPM is really good as well.
yeah,
That's-
exactly.
It's because it's targeting, right? It's all,
Yeah.
I created an audience based on fan pages of KISS.
Exactly. So great targeting. You have, you had a large audience to work with to begin with. Obviously, there would be a lot of fans of KISS, at least us old people. But but you also have a decent landing page that connects to your ad, or you wouldn't be seeing those conversions. So this
Right.
is just fantastic. I love seeing that. Let's see your page. Show us your page.
Hold on.
Now you got me intrigued.
So hold on. I
Joy
get the
said
hang-
you created a website on Launchcart. Yeah, he created a landing page. Yep. Yeah, you can create full websites or landing page or funnels, or all of that is meant to be creatable on Launchcart. This is a page
Can you
created.
see it?
Yep. My 50-year journey with KISS.
Yep. So yeah, I created this on Launchcart. And
The CRM.
No, launch card. This is
Oh, this is
Launch-
actually on the store, Launchcart. Nice.
yeah, this is
Okay.
on the, yeah. So I created this on Launchcart, all these pages, all this information. This is about my book, how you can sign up. I'm also promoting KISS Cadillac. KISS came to Cadillac 50 years ago this coming October and did a homecoming dance and a parade. And I own the key to the city that Gene Simmons got. So that's a whole nother.
I love
So you
it.
can see I've set up, this is about the anniversary
Yeah.
of when they were in 75. It's all, so
Yeah,
that's my
yeah.
site.
What I love about that is this isn't like a beautiful website. This is, it's pretty basic. You just got to, but again, you
Yep.
have an audience that is ready made for what you're quote selling, right? So this is fantastic. I love this.
No, and I think another teaching moment with this is like you look at the audience, he doesn't have a lot of competition, which is why its CPM is low.
Yep.
And then now he's creating a list, and then he's selling stuff to that list, and eventually he can come out. He's going to start selling some of his memorabilia, but he also could come out with some other designs that,
Yep.
T-shirts, hats, and hoodies in the whole print-on-demand world if you want to.
Yep.
As well.
Well, and the other
Very
thing
cool.
I plan to do, I have so much stuff that at some point in time, I'm going to put it on the Launchcart site and start selling it. Because as my wife said, is don't burden our kids with this stuff.
Get rid of it.
We're not taking this to the grave, honey.
I love that. Don't burden our kids with this stuff. That's amazing. That's good
Anyway.
stuff.
Appreciate it. All right. How do I stop this? There we go.
There you go. All right, Greg, I got to hop off just because I have to hop off today. But
Okay.
we did have a question earlier about, I don't even remember who it was that asked, Pete maybe? Oh, ROI. Where are you seeing the best ROI? So I told him that was a question more for you as we got into your phase of things. But
Okay. All right. Thanks, Kevin.
Yep.
I'm over here. I'm relaxed because I'm sharing my screen now. And just to answer, going back to Joy and the Mitchells, on the left-hand side over here, you can see CRM knowledge base, and it'll take you to this, and it's searchable, and there's just sections on everything. There's section on the memberships, everything, right? That's part A. And then if you get into Launch Academy, you guys should have access to some stuff in Launch Academy. I think speed-wise, because the Launch Academy is not quite searchable like the knowledge base is. So I think the knowledge base is going to be faster and easier for you. And then remember, I don't hide the fact that this is white labeled Go High Level. So if you ever get stuck on the CRM, just Google, how do I put in your problem statement on Go High Level? And you'll find an article, a video somewhere, somehow with what's going on there. Because it's just, there's, you know, they got 2 million customers. They're ranking as one of the top CRMs in the world now, going up against HubSpot. They're the #1 growing CRM in the world. It is incredible technology. So the good part about it is it does everything. The bad part about it is it does everything, right? So it's always about sequence and staying in a lane and figuring out what your objective is, and then focusing on that objective and getting something set up with that. So, and then we got the launch ads in there. And one of the things that, so is somebody on here that asked the question about the ROI? Because I don't see that, because I came in late. I don't see the I can't.
Hey,
scroll up.
Pete Custis here. Sorry, I was off mic. I'm just basically wondering where the best ROI, because Launchpad has a bunch of platforms. So, and some people are like, well, I stopped using Facebook because the ROI is not there, and I'm looking at other platforms. I was wondering where you're finding the best ROI if you're doing multiple platforms.
You know what? That's really, 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 really relative to your product, your offer. So I get some pretty decent success, but I don't do a lot of it on LinkedIn when I'm targeting B2B. When I'm looking for business owners and business professionals, LinkedIn is great, but it's expensive. So it all goes back to what's your offer, and what's the price point of your offer, and where do your clients hang out at? Now I can say this: everybody's got clients that hang out on Facebook. Everybody, there's a billion people on Facebook. So, and I find that Facebook is always cheaper and easier to get to. And then I did a webinar yesterday, and you guys have maybe heard me start talking about this idea of self-liquidating offers, self-liquidating ads. But what's real quick, put a yes in the box if you know what a self-liquidating offer is, and put a no in the box if you don't. Does anyone? So Joyce says no. Who else? Yes, yes, no, yes. Okay, I'm going to show you guys something. Hold on. This is where I'm focused on, and I'm really in the midst of running the company, running the team, you know, doing everything I'm doing. I am really, really trying to put as much of my spare time into this as possible. And it really kind of boils down to this model of, and I'll come here, we have to generate leads, we have to generate customers, which are buyers, we have to increase our margins, we have to increase the frequency with which they buy. And if we could double our leads, if we could double our customers, if we could double our margins, if we could double our frequency, we literally could 16x our business. And in the old days, or these are always been called lead magnets, right? But a self-liquidating offer is, I'm reframing it, and I'm calling it pocket offers. Like, what's an offer I can pull out of my pocket? That's, you know, it's a pocket offer, right? And here's the philosophy of pocket offers and self-liquidating offers. And that is, we want to double the number of customers. We want to get more customers. We want to get buyers. We want to get buyers. And so it's not about doubling our profit. It's about doubling the number of customers you're acquiring. I'll just go to the slideshow. Acquiring customers is not the same thing as acquiring a profit, right? And so in some cases, you might even go negative cash flow to acquire a customer. In other words, while acquiring customers can lead to profitability, customer acquisition may not be profitable, right? And so to me, it's always about, can I acquire a customer or break even? And can I get leads and customers and break even, right? So it's about activating buyers. And whether I get you to give me $1, or I get you to give me $100 or $1,000 or $10,000, a buyer is a buyer is a buyer. The minute you whip out your credit card, you give me $1, you just went from customer or lead to buyer. And buyers are what you want to focus on, right? And so I'm calling it the pocket offer. And this is I had a conversation with this lady right here. And if you guys are familiar with Russell Brunson and his whole ClickFunnels thing, she has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, $10 million ClickFunnels awards, 10 $1 million ClickFunnels awards, and I think this is for the $100 million award. And she does this by doing self-liquidating offers, by having pocket offers. And what I mean by that, and these are, and I left some of these screenshots in here because this is timeless. This isn't stuff that's like new. It's been around forever. These screenshots and this presentation was from like 2004, 2005. So Vistaprint had its pocket offer. Get 500 cards for $999, $9.99. That's a pocket offer. It's like a low barrier of entry, man, great deal. GoDaddy, for the longest time, we're selling domains for 99 cents. That's what I call a pocket offer. Oh, you guys can't see my screen? Oh, what the heck? I'm sitting here talking, you're not seeing my screen. Sorry about that. Thank you. Now you see the screen, right? Yeah, so here's the picture that I was just showing that look at all the words that she's won and what she's done by having pocket offers and self-liquidating offers. And so here's some pocket offers. Here's another one that's a pocket offer. And again, in the old days, we used to call these tripwires. So it's like lead magnet, tripwire, core offer, right? So these are tripwires. So this is a pocket offer. I'm renaming it, rebranding, because that's what I do. You guys like the name pocket offer? So this is one of these things to where Perry Belcher and Ryan Dice and those guys over at Digital Marketer, they were buying these by the thousands from China, and they were like $1 a piece, 50 cents a piece, something like that. And so by the time you got them and then you put them in an envelope and shipped them, your cost was like $3, $2, $3. So they would say, hey, we're going to give this to you for free. Just pay shipping and handling of $4.99. So they were activating a buyer with the pocket offer. And I think they even went up to $7.99 and then $9.99. And see right here, this particular one was one of the very first ones, $2.95. So they were breaking even on this, but they were activating a buyer and they do the upsell. And then here's another one to activate buyers. This is a really cool story. This guy was Perry Belcher bought a candle business. And he's like, how do I compete online and just crush it in the candle space? And he figured out, every single candle maker in the world needs wicks. So he found the suppliers for wicks, and then he started selling wicks at a 90% cheaper than anybody else on the internet. That was his loss leader. That was his pocket offer. Right, so he innovated, and his pocket offer was this Wix, because he's like, if you're coming to me and you want to save money on Wix, which is a commodity item, anybody can sell a wick, anybody can buy a wick, right? But you're going to come to me just because you're going to save money, then I'm getting you as a buyer, and I can sell you all my candle stuff, build a relationship with you and buy stuff. So that was like another pocket offer. And I used to say innovate or die. Now I say automate, AI, and die. So now let me give you a couple of examples I'm working on today. Today would be, I'm doing my Launch Ads AI Masterclass. And I just redid this is my new webinar. And I'm going to start running automated webinars to it. I'm going to start spending money using Launch Ads, running ads, automated webinars. And then you're going to register, and then I'm going to put a book. I'm going to put some type of freebie. I'm going to give away my Launch Ads playbooks, which, by the way, if you guys have not got the Launch Ads playbooks, put a comment in here. I'll make sure you get that link. I'm going to put, hey, sign up for my webinar and get the Launch Ads playbooks for attorneys, for realtors, and I got all these playbooks, right? And then, hey, show up to the webinar and you get these. So that's a little bit of extra incentive for them to register for the webinar, the Launch Ad playbooks. Then you register for the webinar. Then on the thank you page, it's going to go, hey, wait, would you like to get a workbook that I prepared that's fill in the blank, that's going to help you retain more information, it's going to give you some notes, and I'm going to give you some of my 3 best ad templates for $27. And then on the thank you page, a certain percentage of those people are going to give me $27. So and let's just round up $30 for easy math. So let's say my webinar registration cost is $10. So I'm spending $10 in advertising, and then 1 out of 3 people is giving me $30 for my order bump, my upsell, my pocket offer on the thank you page. Now I'm breaking even. So now I'm getting $30 for 1 out of 3, but I spent $30 to get 3. So basically I'm breaking even. So now I can spend $1,000 in ads and I get my $1,000 back instantly. Then when my webinar happens, I make money. My money's on the back end. My money's on the future. My money's on the return path, right? So there's one example. Does that make sense? Put a yes if that makes sense to you guys. Okay, I'm going to give you those playbooks. I'll find those playbooks. So now let me give you another example. So my son Gabriel, he coaches golf coaches on how to launch and build YouTube channels and launch membership sites. So we've had a few of those hire us $20,000, and we're building them a membership site, a landing page, some automations, the CRM, and some pocket offers. And so like with them, it might be the pocket offer is going to be a book and an audio book. So, and my son has a webinar called the Golf Coach Freedom Formula. So it's like, hey, register for the Golf Coach Freedom Formula, and we're going to give you the ebook of his partner took his business from $80,000 to $1.5 million coaching golfers. So it's I forget what the name of the book is, but we're going to give him that book, an ebook, right? And then that's going to be, I can run ads, get your free book, register for a webinar, get your free book. It increases it lowers my CPC, right, to get people registered for my webinar. Then on the thank you page, hey, great, you're signed up for the webinar, but before you go, would you like to get the physical book? I can send you the physical book for $20. Or and then they say yes, or do you want the audio book? And they'll be we'll test different combinations, the audio book and the book for $40, and just the book, just the audio book, and order bumps. It will do different things, but again, the goal will be to self-liquidate the offer. So self-liquidating offers, SLOs, I should be self-liquidating acquisition, right? SLA, self-liquidating acquisition. So the idea is I want to spend money to drive traffic to my website, and then I immediately want to have a pocket offer right away and get a certain percentage of those to pay to where I'm getting my money back. Now, maybe I don't get all my money back. Maybe I get half my money back. Maybe I get 25% of my money back. But the goal is to get all your money back. And then when you get all your money back, that's how you can go to $1 million a month. Because when I can spend $1,000 and get my $1,000 back, then I can spend $5,000, my $5,000 back. I can spend $10,000, get my $10,000 back. I can spend $20,000, get my $20,000. You get my point? Right? So those screenshots I show on my webinar, we were running ads and we were getting our money back from the ads. We were getting 2.5 times ROAS. We're spending $100,000 and getting back $250,000 a day. A lot of times, right? And that's even when we had cost of goods and shipping costs and products and stuff. But with digital products, it's not hard at all, right? Because we're selling air. So if you have a book, it's a good thing to do. If you have an audio book, it's a really good thing to do. If you don't, what can you create? What coloring book can you create? You sell to parents and grandparents. Can you do a coloring book? What can you have to self-liquidate your offer on your ad spend, right? And so that's the key. And then once you have that self-liquidating offer, that's what enables you to scale. And all these guys, every single one of them that's scaling and you're seeing them make big numbers, they have a self-liquidating offer. They have a pocket offer that's helping pay for their ads. Does that make sense? Give me a big yes if that makes sense. You guys understand that? Is any questions? You're not clear on any of that. Is there any unclarity? Okay, let me find that link. Okay. All right, I'm getting the link to the Launch Ads playbooks. Okay, here we go. Perfect. So here's a link to the Launch Ads playbooks. Click that link and then just download. Hopefully you guys you don't have editing access, I don't think. You can just click on each one and then download each one. And you might not want everyone. They're real short, they're real to the point, but they're how to use ads for realtors, how to use ads for attorneys, how to do budget-friendly ads, how to do ads for gyms, how to do ads for the holidays, no landing page, no problem ads, no pixel, no problem ads. It's the Launch Ads playbooks. Cool stuff, huh? You guys like this? And I promise you, don't let it overwhelm you. Just keep soaking it in. And as your sequence along, as you kind of get things going, and I love what Thad showed, because when you can pick a niche where it's a great niche, but you don't have a lot of competition advertising. For instance, your attorneys have a lot of other attorneys advertising. The cost per clicks are outrageous. Even in the digital marketing space, we have a ton of competition. So our CPMs are high. This lady I'm doing a test for right now, she does the Trust Sherpa. She helps single moms set up trusts to protect their wealth. And the CPMs I'm paying for her, $15 CPM. We were just looking at Thad's at $3.90. So that's like literally $4 into 15 is like 3.5 times. 3.5 times. Okie dokie. So, well, thank you. Hey, Dr. Tooby, I was going to try to call you because, matter of fact, I would like to talk to you because I was watching. Well, you were on the webinar. Wait, was it Alicia Shank's webinar you were on and asking questions? Or was it Eileen Wilder? Oh, yeah. Okay. You were on Alicia. So I saw you on there. And then I saw your name come through, and I'm like, oh, I wanted to talk to you because I actually talked to Alicia, and I'm going to be meeting with her on the 18th. And you know, you're buying access to people, but she's amazing. That girl's amazing. Do me a favor, email me. Oh, there you are.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, Eileen, I'm on her leadership team. I'm one of the leaders of her program. She's my mentor, and I met Alicia several times. And I'm just trying to get into this whole ads thing. I have my own clients, and so I just want to learn it. And I was also asking about affiliate things because I think I filled out something. But yeah, so I would love to talk to you more because I think that's the next step for my business.
Okay, I'm going to send you my calendar link. I'll just put it in here. Let's book a time because I do want to talk to you about that. Where are you at?
I'm in Arizona.
Okay, that's right. That's right. So my daughter lives in, hopefully not for another year, too much longer, but she lives in Chandler. She moved to Chandler, and now I'm trying to talk her to get her to move back.
Oh, I'm going to Chandler tomorrow.
It's too hot there. I don't know how you handle it.
What
is it today? Well, tell everyone what it is today.
I'm in the house. I can't feel it, but yeah, it's crazy. It's like
110,
118 or something. I don't know. You don't even want to know.
And it's 88 degrees here, and I'm crying. I'm crying.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, well, I would love to talk to you, and then I'll and the affiliate form that I had, something was, I don't know what happened. It somehow got broken. I fixed it yesterday. So if anyone wants to be an affiliate, we can do that too. I'm excited about this stuff. I office in Escondido, California. So I'm in San Diego County, but I'm north and inland. But my office, I'm at my home office today, but my office is in Carlsbad County of California, which is by the coast. And I'm thinking about doing some live events, and I want to do some live events. And that's the other thing I wanted to talk to you about too. Okay. All right. Any other questions, comments? You're stuck. You need some help in something. Let's try to wrap this up in the next 5-10 minutes. I'm here for you. Dr. Tooby, anybody got any questions or comments on the platform?
How often do you have these, and how quickly could we learn the platform if we're ready to go?
Seriously, well, we do these every Friday. So Kevin comes on at 11 o'clock Pacific time, and he kind of does the beginner session, and then I come on around noon, and then I'll do more advanced stuff and talk about advanced stuff. And we let people share their pages, review the landing pages, the headlines, whatever, because we want everyone to be successful, of course. And by the way, I talked to Alicia about promoting launch ads because it's like everybody that can't afford her at that level, they all need this, right? Yeah. And as far as you learning it, depending on what you're doing, it's you should be able to figure it out in 20 to 30, 40 minutes. And Kevin just uploaded those 7 videos for me. So I'll put those on a YouTube playlist, and I'll send an email out today. But it's like, really go to, matter of fact, here, was anybody got any questions? I'm just going to do this for Dr. Tooby real quick while we're here. Oh, cool. If I see any other questions come in, but
I've asked a few questions. This is Bill.
Okay, go ahead, Bill.
Do you have, those playbooks look great, by the way. Do you have any, like, for more B2B? I have a software consulting company, and I'm thinking, gosh, this would be wonderful in that. Now, the other side that I have, that my wife has, is more of a health and wellness. I didn't see anything, but do you have anything for that? I mean, I would think that's pretty general, that you might have it, but I didn't see it in this one.
Well, I just tried to log into my account and it said I haven't paid my bill or something, and contact the admin. So I'm like, oh, I'm not going to log into this. I gotta talk to the person that handles that, and it's not me. I do want to say under the templates there is some stuff for that.
Okay. Okay. So look under templates. Okay.
And I'm really big on just using the AI stuff. And
Well,
then
that's
for
what I
those,
was thinking. Yeah.
yeah. And and I shared Prompt Cowboy with you guys, or I'll share it again. So this is the world's best tool, everybody, or one of them anyway. I should say that. So I'll put this link in here. It's free. You have to create an account, but every time you want to write a prompt, put your prompt in here. It'll make a better prompt for you. Promptcowboy.com turns your lazy prompts into great ones. It's amazing. And then I just kind of use it for all this stuff. ChatGPT 5 came out yesterday, supposed to be better and less hallucinations and videos and images. And the biggest thing that we all have to figure, okay, let me do this real quick. I got something I'm going to show you. Guys. Let's see. So, of course, I'm like you. Like I tell people, like if you're not willing to spend a little bit of money getting what you need, then you're just pretending. You're just pretending to be in business. So I hired this virtual assistant, and I was kind of nervous what I was going to get and all that kind of stuff. Let me show you what she did for me. Because I personally have had virtual assistants for years and years and years. And I've had some bad experiences, and it's like, wow, that was a waste of time. But this one, look at these designs that she's creating for me. You're going to start seeing these everywhere. I'm going to start running ads, and I haven't run ads yet. So I spent some time with her, gave her some library stuff, but she's been creating great, and just great designs. And so because that's what we need to test, and we need to give Facebook and Instagram and stories all of these designs. I mean, the more designs we can feed it, the better results we're going to get. And so it's like, okay, go online, go to Fiverr. I think we found this girl at Fiverr. Actually, I got to give credit to Candace. Candace found her, and Candace has been using her for a year. And I said, okay, well, I want to use her now. And so, I mean, these are pretty good looking. They're on brand. They're got my color schemes. They're different ones, right? And so these are working for me. And then I had her make some for the master class too. But I'm going to start doing $5 a day ads. And these are, I'm retargeting, running ads, and just let them run till the cows come home, right? Because it's like, this is my business. And then check this out. She even made a video for me. So just like a little animated video. I'm like, that works. I'll take that. And then she did this for me too. So the Launch at Scale Masterclass hosted by me. So my point is like, look, if you have a business that needs the right kind of imagery, and you're not going to get it from Shutterstock, you're not going to get it from the little AI tool that's built into Launch Ads, spend some money. I think I spent $100. I got everything I just showed you was like $100, and I think she still owes me some time. I don't think she's done yet. So spend $100 and get a bunch of images, right? But before you do that, make sure you create your ideal client profile, and make sure you start asking for those problem statements and create your ideal client profile, and use AI tools to help you come up with some headlines, some subheadlines based on your ideal client. Oh, Joy, I don't know. She's in my Slack. I got her working for me. I told her I told her I want to put her on full time. She said she didn't have full time. She's working for other people. So right now I got her to just like $100 a week, but I'm going to get her full time. So, maybe I should start a service, huh? Maybe I could start. If I did start a service, we created a bunch of creatives for you guys. Would you guys just pay me to do it? Okay, I'll show you where you go. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen one more time. So one of the places you can go is Upwork. Fiverr is where I do a lot of stuff. Fiverr and Upwork, and there's a bunch of competitors. But I'm going to take you over to Fiverr. And over here, you can type in, like, say, Facebook ads. And when you're, whoa, that was weird. When you type in what you want here, it's going to pull up, and it's like under $35, 35 to 60, 60 to 100. What you want to look at is their level and their stars. So look at this person, 5 stars, 63 comments. Okay. 4.9 stars, 416 reviews. So make sure you look at the reviews and find somebody that you like. You spend a few minutes reviewing who they are, what part of the country they're in, who you want to hire. I always pray, and then I just kind of get going and use it. But I've used 100 people on here over the last 10 years, and they're awesome. And I'll tell you something else is kind of awesome. If you do t-shirt designs, graphic t-shirt designs, there are some amazing designers on here creating some amazing, especially now the AI's out. But you want logos, and you want branded merch, and you want word merch, and you want graphic tees, you want mock-ups. It's endless what you could do in here. So Fiverr is one of my favorite. And Dr. Tubi offers that. So, by the way, you guys, in the emails we're sending out, there is a Facebook group that I don't spend a lot of time in. I'll try to start spending some more time in there. But I think that's another good place that, as a community, let's work as a community where you say you post a need and then let somebody else in that need help you. So I don't need to create a service if Dr. Tubi's doing it. She can help you with that, right? So let's support one another. There we go. Perfect. You're an owner, not an employee. It's time to delegate and scale. Oh, there you go. Find my doer. That's a good one. Find my doer. Get her done. There you go. All right, cool. So did that help everybody? Does anyone got any other questions? Oh, Joyce says, what does the affiliate program entail? Basically, you sign up, and I pay a 40% first tier commission. So meaning you run ads, you refer me somebody, you're talking to somebody on the street corner or whatever, and they come and buy Launch CRM or Launch Ads, you're going to get a 40% commission. Now, this is kind of like an introductory thing. I plan to lower that, but you'll be grandfathered in. We'll probably lower it to 20 or 30%. But you get a 40% commission. And then the second tier is 10%. So let's say you refer Dr. Tubi, you would get 40%. And then she refers Eileen Wilder. Then you're going to get a 10% override. So basically, I'm giving up 50% of my revenue in exchange for you guys giving me customers. Now, we've had this for a while, but I've never promoted it and never did anything with it because I didn't have the tools. Now that I'm creating all these images, why am I creating them? Not only for me, but for all of our affiliates. So you can make a post, put your affiliate link, and what I recommend, depending on what business you're in, if you're in the digital marketing business, well, apparently Dr. Tubi is, she could create a landing page on her site. She could use the images and the stuff and run ads and do this and come to her site. She gets a lead over here, and then she drops them, gives them some lead magnet, and then she drops them off. Like maybe you take the Launch Ad playbook, so you get a lead magnet, and then you drop them off my site to buy. So now you're getting a double whammy. You're creating a lead. You're creating a lead on your end, and you're possibly getting a commission if they buy. But now you're kind of getting the most of that. That's the kind of how I think. I like to control my leads, my lead flows. And then you make some automations. Okay. Any other questions or comments? Okay, thank you, Dr. Tubi. Okay, anybody else? Any other comments or questions? Oh, good deal, good deal, good deal. Okay. I don't see any other questions or comments coming in. Last call for questions or comments. Okay, I do want to do this because I always like to do this. I would like you guys, who would be willing to give us a 5-star review on Google? one of the things that I like to use is our reputation management. And Bill and Joy, if you guys, okay, so if I come in here, I go to my reputation, I hit send a review request, and I'm going to look up Bill Mitchell to see if he comes up. Is that you right there? There we go. And I'm going to hit email and text, and now it's going to send you a request to please give me a review. And let me see, Joy, if you're in here separately. I don't know if you will be. You are. So then I'm going to send you a review so I can get 2 reviews there. Anybody else? Anybody else? Carol, is this Carol? Now you tell me your last name, because I don't want to botch it, but I think I know who that is. Dysart? I'm going to send her one anyway. She's a good friend of mine. She loves us. Okay, there we go. Thank you. Okay, I got to run 12:30. I want to say thank you, everybody. Signing off. Have a fantastic weekend. We'll see you next week. Hit up support@launchguard.com if you need anything else, and we'll have a great weekend. Talk to you guys later, everybody.